Hello, everyone. This evening, I will be presenting on the overview of Chapter 3, Reviewing the Literature. This chapter is a critical foundation for understanding how to construct a well organized, purposeful literature review that supports and validates scholarly research. To start, our objectives include defining a research review, under, outlining the six essential steps in its development and understanding how its purpose differs in qualitative and quantitative research. So, what exactly is a literature review? It's more than just a summary, it's a structured, critical analysis of previous research that highlights major findings, trends, gaps, and theories. You're essentially building a bridge between what's been studied and what you aim to explore. A strong literature review uses peer-reviewed journal articles, and academic sources to show the depth of understanding and justifying your study. So, why is this so important? The world of research under supported opinions carry little weight. A literature review gives your research credible and positions it within existing scholarly conversations. It also helps shape your theoretical framework and provides a rationale for your choosing research discussion. Now it looks at how it differs between quantitative versus qualitative studies. In quantitative research, the literature review sets the stage by justifying the researcher's problem, identifying variables, and comparing results, while in qualitative studies, literature helps establish context and contributes to narrative analysis while respecting the participant's voice. Both styles rely on literature but apply it differently. Um, the six steps of a literature review include the following: identifying key problems, locating literature, evaluating sources, organizing findings, synthesizing the information, and finally writing the review. And we will briefly walk through each of those steps. Step one is the identifying key terms. Start by creating a working title and general research question, which selects two or three keywords to accurately reflect in the central theme of your study. Use use subject specific terminology from existing literature to improve your research accurately. Step two is to locate the research. It uses databases like ERIC and JSTOR, um, Synfic Info, and Google Scholar. Peer reviewed journals, dissertations, and scholarly books are reliable sources. Also, vary in credibility and source of each article. Step three is to evaluate the selected relevance literature. So you choose sources that are peer reviewed, current, and relevant to your research topic. You would typically want to avoid non-scholarly material unless they're used for background and contents. Confirm that the literature aligns with your study population, method, and topics. Step four is organizing the literature. You can group sources by theme, methodology, or chronologically. Use tools like spreadsheets and compact maps to track what you've read and how it fits your review. Step five is synthesizing the research, or excuse me, the literature. Instead of summarizing each study and compare and contrast findings, identify patterns and draw conclusions. Usually, this is where you would use visual aids like literature maps to clarify relationships and support the study's justification. And then finally, we have step six, which is actually writing the literature review. You would use APA or your required style format. Typically, for a doctoral program, you're looking at APA, and the appropriate citations, headings, and transitions. You can organize your writing theoretically or by methodology. End your review with a clear explanation of how your study builds upon and fill the gaps for existing research. When we talk about practical tips, using citation editor managers like EndNotes to track your sources. Use strategically, read strategically and take notes. Review the resources and key articles to find the most relevant studies, and pay close attention to reoccurring authors. Lead they are often thought leaders in this field. And in conclusion, a literature review is essential for anchoring your study for scholarly research. It takes time, but it's worth it. With a clear structure, thoughtful organization, and critical analysis, you can build a strong foundation for all of your research. Thank you for listening.